What's up, everybody? Tonight, I want to talk about this movie Straw. I really want to get into this. So I ask that you pack your patience, okay? Because I know some of y'all really have a hard time paying attention, and it's okay. It's people like that. They have a hard time, and we ticking and talking, and it's not helping. So I get it. But let's have this conversation. Let me turn these notifications off. You have tapped in with I am Racquel. I might still do a reading after this on Tyler Perry, but my main goal is to really talk about it. Okay, and if you stick around, you're gonna like what I'm saying. All right. I'll tell you one thing I gotta get better at is having this mic in front of me. I don't know. Some nights I be forgetting. You've got some mics. This is a Rode mic, and you have some mics that they can kind of be off, but this one really to me is better if you talk into it. That's your best bet. Okay, so that doesn't mean y'all didn't hear me, but tonight we are talking about straw. Now, I want to say this. This is just my opinion. I speak for nobody else outside of me. Your opinion is your opinion, and you have every right to own that. I stand on mine, and I suggest you stand on yours. I'm simply giving how I saw the movie. Okay, I'm not here to argue, disrespect nobody. It's just not that deep. So we're gonna talk about it anyhow. So at first I really didn't want to see the straw shit because people on there talking shit and they like, the struggle shit. You know how people always complain every time Tyler Perry do something. Everybody's got a complaint. And in as much as everybody is entitled to their complaint, I wouldn't dare take that away from you. It's just like simple math will let you know Tyler ain't cranking out nobody, nothing that ain't nobody buying. So while you mad about it, understand that there's a demographic that is interested in the products that he puts out. His productions capture the interest of many because if they didn't, he would not keep doing the same thing expecting a different result. Okay? He expects, in other words, what I'm saying is like if the shit was flopping and it kept flopping, he wouldn't keep doing it. That's not within his best interest. However, Tyler Perry comes out with some shit and I guess everybody shows up and shows out. Okay? And that's okay. I think it's fair to realize as adults that we don't all have to agree on everything. We don't all have to like the same as everything. If I like Tyler Perry, that doesn't make me slow. Okay? It doesn't make me in love with the struggle. Maybe for whatever reason. I like it. And if you don't like it, you are entitled not to like it. But I say all that to say I wasn't gonna watch it. People was talking shit, and then I said, "Fuck that. Fuck what people talking about." Like I'm gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying? People always like, "Ooh, they're coming and screwing with your head." You absolutely the fuck right, but you also have to understand, as a sovereign being, that you have more control than you give off. We gotta stop that. We got some control. And we need more often to exercise self control. It is so many people that lack self control. That's very evident on the internet. And it's a lot of people that lack self control and they will not take accountability. There is a huge lack of accountability these days. Everybody's pointing the finger. It's my mama. It's the teachers. It's social media. It's my punk ass daddy. He wasn't there. He went out and got cigarettes, never came back. My mama's a crackhead. My brother's this. The people down the street that. My boss is on my ass. We got a whole bunch of shit going on that we can complain about. Right? Am I right? But we must take accountability for the things that we do as adults, good, bad, or indifferent. We got to take accountability because at the end of the day, I want to put this in front of you and give this as an option. I want to give this option to you. Okay? Nobody, if you take accountability for your shit, what they gonna do? They gonna whoop you for it? But you gonna get a whooping? If you take account, I mean, like, what are people gonna do? They can't do shit. From what I see is respect you or leave you alone. So I don't understand this, the fear around taking accountability. It is what we seen you do it. You might as well admit to it. I saw it, you saw it, you saw that I saw it, we saw it. We saw the shit. You did it. So just own up to the shit. We gotta be 10 tones down. So I said, fuck that shit. I'm gonna watch this movie. So I turned the movie on, right? And already, me being the filler that I am, see, now I do want to say that I am a Leo, and I know people trip about, well, what the fuck that's got to do with anything? You know, it's a zodiac. So what the 2 + 2 = 4. Zodiac signs are a part of science. It does mean something. The planet placements mean shit. Okay, sorry, newsflash. I'm sorry. Yeah, it means something. It's a thing, and so I am I am a Leo. And so, therefore, I don't necessarily show everybody all of me, or meaning I could be going through something, but it's not like I'm going to go around everybody and start singing the tune. Now, all of a sudden, they want to fuck with me on the live. What's that about? Can y'all see me? All right, they fucking with me on TikTok. you, baby, you can't even talk. You can't talk today. They want to suppress you. You can't talk, but fuck that. I'm talking. I am a Leo. It matters. Maybe it was some fucking Christian that got mad. No disrespect to the Christians. Big ups to y'all. I've been there. I'm just, and I have expounded with past, if that makes sense. Man, them people fucked me up. They took me off the live. Ain't that crazy? We have to be accountable. Me being this Leo, back to what I was saying, I feel a lot, even though you don't see me behaving that way. I don't tell everything all the time because I don't feel like my life, although I have nothing to hide per se, I don't feel it be necessary to invite everybody in the world into my life. I just don't. I just feel like, I'm sorry, I know we're in the age of social media, but I feel like we are allowed to have some things to ourselves. We can argue about it in the comments. And so already I feel everything. I'm just, it's a lot. I had a very loud house growing up. So I'm very sensitive to noise and shit like that. And in the beginning, I'm already going crazy. Now we see. Now this is a spoiler alert, so if you haven't seen the movie, please just cut off and come back to me after you watch it. So now we see Taraji. She's laying in the bed. She's hot as fuck. You got this fan. That bitch is missing the what do you call it? One of the I can't think of the name, but it's missing one of the things, the lapels or panel or whatever. It's missing that part, just one of them. She's hot, she's sweating, her kids in the bed with her, so the baby ain't got no room and shit like that. And everything is just looking like struggle, right? It's looking like struggle, and I'm watching it, and I want to clench my teeth because it's struggle. Struggle gets me tight. It does. It gets me real tight. And so, okay, so we see her washing the baby up, and her and the baby are talking about how, the little girl wants her independence, but the thing is about it is you were just washing yourself and then you hurt yourself, and I gotta make sure you stay in one piece because every time that your ass hurt yourself on top of the medication I gotta keep buying, it costs. And it really costs to be poor. I'm sick of my motherfucking job. My boss is a dick. Okay, I only make a little over $500 a week. I love you. Oh, I love you to life. But baby, we can't have not another incident because we're poor. So we see her then transport the little girl to school. And she's waving at the principal, and I'm looking at the motherfucking principal trying to figure out why is the principal looking so crazy at her. I mean, what's the problem? She let her daughter out, she's waving. That's normal, right? And then I'm like, oh no, that principal already ruminating over some shit that she's upset or doesn't see this woman as being fit, right? So she's ruminating over that. That's what's going on, right? She thinking about how this woman could take better care of her daughter. The child is hungry, whatever. We watching you, whatever. So we see that. Okay. So then she dropped the baby off, and then she gets to work, right? And then everybody in there, people being extra ridiculous and ghetto. And it's okay. We over here like, okay, we see that. All right. They in the grocery store being extra as fuck. She's dragging her ass because really she don't want to be there, but she knows she got to because she need that money because at any given time something can happen with her daughter. Her daughter need money for lunch. We struggling, we tired. Any little mishap, mistake, baby, I can't afford it. It's gonna make me even more stuck, broken, tired. So, she wearing all that on her shoulders. And now, mind you, I'm breaking all this down because this is what I'm analyzing and feeling at the same time. That's why I'm telling you at the beginning of the movie, I'm like, oh, this is a bit much, right? Baby, and it wasn't even shit going on yet. And here I am acting a fool. So I text my husband like, this is a lot. You know what I'm saying? I don't know because, and I'm gonna tell y'all why I used to be a single mother. So this is why I say you gotta stay with me with this shit. So, because I'm bringing you into my world of how I see things and blending it with my experience, okay, and giving you my honest review, okay. One thing about motherfucking Taraji, and somebody said she said this, and it was in a thread or some shit I don't know. But Taraji knows and has been told that one thing about her acting that is so phenomenal, and I do agree, is her eyes. Taraji acts not only through just acting, but she also sells the story with her eyes. She's very unique in that regard. It's not a lot of people, it's not that you don't see other people's eyes and they don't do some things with their eyes, but Taraji really knows how to get that message through with her eyes. That is her superpower, right? So she at the grocery store, she in the bag, she getting ready. Her boss talking shit. He mad. You on that bullshit. You need to get your life together, girl. I'm sick of you. They outside. They about to knock the counters over and start taking shit. I need you to get out there because I don't give a fuck about what you got going on. Your life is falling apart, but who cares? I mean, I got some kind of sense of something because as beings, living human beings, we are interconnected. So I'm picking up on something ain't right the way you acting, but I don't give a fuck. Just get out there and handle those customers, right? That's what's going on. So I'm over it here because I'm just the type of person that, now don't get me wrong, like I don't want to be in the dumps all day with people. No, I'm not trying to be in emotional trenches 24/7, but what I am saying is I do give a damn about people, but I also have my boundaries too. And that was something that I learned to gain, okay? So I'm going to really have compassion. And it just made me realize even further how lost we are with compassion and empathy. Because remember, art imitates life. Tyler Perry is telling a story, but this is somebody's fucked up story. Now, this might not, all that shit happening in one day is wild. And at this point, Satan, where are you? Because baby, we about to do hand to hand combat to this bitch because you're fucking with me, right? Obviously, right? But the point is that people go through stuff, and we are so on a day-to-day basis so dismissive because all we always can only think about is ourselves. It's really hard for most people to see past them and their interest in what they can gain. And this is why you have shit like this, because this is why people would snap, because there is no real system or support system in the way that it should be. And what people fail to realize is when we work within a system, it makes it easier for everyone, not just her, not just you. Everyone benefits when we work together. It makes everybody's job more simple. But this is not where we're at, right? I said, that's why I'm saying y'all got to stay with me. I'm a different type of reviewer. Okay, I like to get deep. I like to think and I like to talk. If that ain't your shit, that ain't your jam. You just want somebody to be messy and get in and get out. I'm not, I give a lot. And this motherfucker, every time you put your thumb up, here we go. What is this shit about? Anyway, baby, I'm not about to argue with this computer. That's crazy. So back, let's get back to it. We don't give a damn like we should. And this is why me as a person, when I'm going anywhere I'm going, I'm speaking, I'm holding the door open for something. Somebody drops something, I'm picking it up for 'em. I'm very considerate and comparing. But now you're not gonna drag me in your bullshit. That's where I cut it off. I get down, I get with the, good boogie if it's really some shit. But some people just be on bullshit, and I'm not talking about them. And I don't do that. I don't get down with that. You know what I'm saying? I might fuck with you once on the shit. You know what I'm saying? They on some bullshit, but let me help them out. But I'm not gonna keep doing it. You gonna be on that bullshit train alone. I'm talking about having empathy, though. You know, now it's kind of hard when we driving on the road because yeah, this asshole that just cut you off and could have just clipped your front end could be on the way to the hospital because it's an emergency. Somebody could be transitioning. Somebody could be giving birth. That could be going on, or maybe they rushing to their kid because their kid did something and ended up in an accident. Who knows? God forbid any of it, but who knows? It could be, right? But it's kind of hard to tell when a person is driving. All you see is you're gonna be thinking about you and your motherfucking car insurance, bitch, and the inconvenience. That's what you're thinking about, and rightfully so, right? But when we're in proximity to one another and in one another's face, we should have more care and regard. So I'm really upset with this boss because he didn't already pissed me the fuck off because it's clear that he don't care and all he care about is this punk ass store. And the thing is, do he even own it? That's what I want to know. Did he own it? Because that's how he was acting. He was acting like he owned the joint. Now, if he owned the joint, I see it. You know what I'm saying? But you don't even own the joint. So what is you over here about to stroke out about? Cut the girl some slack. So then the school. So we thought the school was calling her, right? He's still being an asshole. She trying to tell him, I'm on the phone. Here he go. He over there barking. Seriously, sir? She's on the phone with the kids. Like, I mean, I don't know. How could nobody understand? He's old enough to know better. I just, but sometimes we be old and crazy. It's okay. So I'm just okay, sir. You're really dragging it. So then she go out there. She go to the counter. She got these ridiculous motherfuckers in line talking, trying to get some shit off some wig. They know good and hell well they don't get off a wig, but they want to try her because I'm gonna assume and go on a deep end. She seemed like one that you could like fuck with or intimidate. Right? Because she's real stressed the fuck out. She got a lot going on and her head's not quite where it needs to be. I mean, it is where it needs to be, but it can't be everywhere it needs to be, right? Because she's under a lot of stress. So they want to get these ignorant items. And she tells them per policy, we can't get all that. I need 30 some dollars. She said it very kindly. They basically walk out, fuck that, and threw some shit at her. And then it shattered. So now here the asshole come around. He yelling and he back, oh, 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 telling her to clean the shit up. Baby, I was so mad. I was so mad watching this. So then she runs to the schoolhouse, right? And was it on the way to the schoolhouse? Something, listen, her and this cop got into the situation. He ran her off the road. He gets out the car. He's talking all kind of mad shit, accusing her of stuff. She's already, fucked up. Oh, that might have been after the school. When she got to the school, she was met with what we will call here CPS. I don't know, some people call it DFS or whatever. We call it CPS here. They trying to take the baby and shit. She already stressed the fuck out. And it's just like she's sweating and you see the struggle. It's like, it's not that she looks bad per se. You just see she looks normal, but you see the struggle. And right there in that moment, right, I'm connecting with that because I remember being a single mother. I remember having to run my son to the hospital. I remember when my son would have seizures. I remember barely making it from week to week. I remember being put out my parents' home. I remember having to go stay in some ghetto ass place or stay with somebody and then have my kid with my mama and shit like that because it wasn't safe for my kids. I remember shit like this. I remember working two jobs and still not being able to scramble up shit together. I remember that. So I'm feeling all of that shit, baby. I'm talking about my emotions was like emotional roller coaster. Like it was like that. I'm like, damn. Taraji, I mean, right. Listen, let me tell you something. As a mother of three, real talk. See, that's what I'm saying. This conversation, this level, I hope you're ready. As a mother of three, if I was in the school and somebody came to take my kid, and I know without a shadow of a doubt, I'm not beating this child. I'm not starving. I'm doing the very best that I can. I'm barely even getting sleep. That's how much I'm doing right by this child. And you take the child from me, and I'm poor, I'm hot, I'm sweating. What the baby? I would have lost it. I lost it. Sorry, I lost it. I would have fucking lost it. What? Okay. I'm falling out. I'm kicking the screen. I don't even know. It ain't gonna happen to me, but if it did, we would have to see because ain't no telling. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. Mm-mm. Get on down. Be acting a damn fool. My kid? Uh-uh. So then you leave to get in your Honda that's ate up. I'm telling you, and I had a Honda, baby. I had a Honda. Baby, I felt this shit in my root chakra. On the way home, her and this stupid oh, she found out she was evicted. Her shit all on the curb, baby's medicine, all the important shit, and the landlord talking shit, and she's getting into it with the police trying to run her off the road in his punk ass Camaro because God forbid he's King Kong with this motherfucking whole ass Camaro and all of this stuff. And then he runs her off the road. And how dare she, stand up for herself or have something to say or be confused. Now she's got to be punished. And then the white lady cop gets out. Calm down, calm down, calm down. No, you leave. And she's still writing tickets and shit as if she don't have the sense to see it's a lot going on. The woman just gave you stuff that's expired. She's sweating. She looks like struggle. And I'm thinking about all this like, wow, nobody just gives a fuck. This woman is having the worst day ever. Then she goes in the fucking bank. I mean, oh Lord. She had to go back to the job. He's talking shit. You've been gone for 2 hours. You fired. Somebody come in, rob the joint. She's scared. He sees her name tag and calls out her name. So this fool thinks she set it up. She been trying to explain to him everything that's going on. He don't give a fuck. He just keep it. Oh, 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 oh. That's her boss. It's ridiculous. Like that shit was pissing me the fuck off. Somehow she gets the gun. She pops the robbers. They run off. He's yelling, talking about she behind it and shit. She's behind it. Crazy man. He read her name tag. Why was she what? So okay. Motherfucker, all she wanted was her paycheck. And you being extra. So now you about to call the police. I done already lost my daughter. You threatening to lock me up. I just shot this fool by accident. The other one kept it moving. Now I got to take you out because my nerves bad. You threatening my freedom, my life. I've had the day of hell. Blue, you out of here. Surprise, surprise. Here begins the snapping. See? There was the straw. Was that the straw that broke? I think so. All this fucked up shit didn't happen to this woman. And you know what's so crazy? With all the fucked up shit going, half of the time, almost all of the time, people was talking shit too. So not only is all this shit happening to me, like people just giving me they ass to kiss, man. Oh hell no. So now this fool done already called the police, but he gone now. So the police gonna follow through. And now we begin. She don't know shit about this. She in shock right now. She in shock because a lot just happened and somebody just died. So now she going over the bank because she need her shit check. I mean her check cashed, right? Her shit check. Her check, her Jesus, her check cashed. So she goes over there. Blood all on the check. Of course she don't have no license. It was in the car. They took the car and gave her a whole bunch of tickets. I mean, she can't afford the girl's lunch. This bitch just wrote her a fistful of tickets. That's nothing. Let me tell you something. In the words of Christians, that's nothing but the devil. When I tell you, I'd be calling the devil out to kick his ass in the middle of the street. Cause bitch, at this point, what I got to lose? Let's go. I said Tyler trying to stress me out today, but you know what? This is a message because for real, the message is, as I'm telling y'all, you got to start caring more and being more concerned with the people around you. Because just based on how people are treated means the life of death of somebody else. Don't y'all understand that? See, TikTok done already cut me off. I don't know. They didn't like what I was saying, and it's not even that deep. Shit, y'all let TDJs huff and puff and blow the motherfucking house down all day. Y'all want to cut me off? It's crazy work. It's crazy work. Somebody said, "Well, how do you compare yourself to TDJs?" Who else am I going to compare myself to? You know who the fuck I'm talking about when I say TDJs, right? It's easy. So you compare yourself to someone that everybody can figure out what you're talking about. Because if I said Joe Blow, you would be lost. The fuck? I'm not gonna call him out. So, she's at the bank. Her nerves are bad. She just accidentally killed somebody and almost got killed and all of this stuff. And all she was trying to do was take care of her kid. She just wanted her check cashed. And then this shitstorm began, right? So she goes across the street. Again, we back to the bank. Cash my check. Well, where is your license? Well, of course the day gets worse, right? Well, it was stolen because that's the short of the long. If I told you to arrest, it wouldn't get me no further than what this is going to get me. So I don't have one, but I need you to cash this check. I'm losing. I done lost it. I'm gone. I'm holding on to very few strands of sanity that I have. I need you to cash this check. Because if you don't cash this check, I don't know what's going to be the next thing. I don't know. At this point, it's going to catch us both off guard. Bitch, I need you to cash this check. I can't cash the check, right? Reasonably so. It's their policy. They just can't go out handing money. I don't give a fuck that I saw you. Maybe I believed it. Maybe I mistake what I saw when I seen you last. I need to see that ID in the company policy. Say, bitch, you could be wearing a mask. I don't know what's going on. I need to see some ID. That's what the policy say. So I fucks with it. I get it. But I'm stressed out. I'm strung out. I just killed somebody by accident. I've had the day of hell. People are talking shit and they don't give a fuck about me and they're doing everything to ruin my life. I need this check cash. So what she do? She's under duress. She's got a gun. She slides that motherfucker on that bloody ass check. And she don't want to hurt nobody. Not at all. That's not what it's about. But it's a dance between survival and sanity. Right? And she's a pretty good person. Her friend said that. I mean, that was evident. She was really trying to do right. One thing she said, you really have to be careful of whom you have kids with. That is so true. As a former single mother, it is. Now, my story is a little complicated. And I know one might say, yes, so says everybody. I mean, whatever. I said what the fuck I said. My shit's complicated. So, it's layered. There's layers to the shit. But I felt it. And when we got introduced to Tiana Taylor, I love Tiana Taylor. I want to say again that Taraji, Taraji tore it up. What the fuck was that fell? Oh, that's always some shit, ain't it? Taraji tore it up. And here come Tiana Taylor. She tore it up too. Them ladies need awards for that. Cause I was fucking with Tyler Perry off the Medea content, and I know a lot of people, again, like I said earlier in this broadcast, they were very annoyed about this black male in a dress. I get where you're coming from, but that wasn't my concern when I was watching Medea. Where the fuck is this? Okay, here we go. Sorry, y'all. I'm relighting some more incense. So I wasn't thinking about all that. Him in a dress and all. This fool is acting, and he's on point with it, and it's funny. Get to it. So when Medea went on strike or went on tour and was out, I was like, hell nah. And then here he come with all this extra shit. I mean, he's always had some shit. I want to know, why did I get married? Didn't have a number 3. Tyler, Tyler, can you answer that for me? Cause what was supposed to happen with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson? Ain't that his name? What was supposed to happen with him and Janet? How did that go? And what happened at the funeral? I want to see what happens at the funeral. Right. I want to know if Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and Janet Jackson get together and have a family. Or I want to know if she goes off her rocker and she's sitting somewhere with a chip clip in her hair smoking a cigarette, as my mom would say. I want to know, Tyler. What's up with that? We didn't get a number 3. But at any rate, he's had his shows, Meet the Browns, and he's had I don't remember all their names, but he's had a plethora of TV shows on there. They were all right. But that Medea was, to me, Tyler's bag. That Mia Culpa, I mean, I'm not knocking it. I think the optics, I mean, Tyler got some good ass production on his shit. He doing good. His shit he come a long way from them stage plays, baby. His shit ain't nothing to be scoffed at all. But with Mia Culpa, I was trying to figure out what the fuck was the storyline. I mean, I'm feeling like that with this Fade to the Back, Fade Beauty in Black. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I'm not really throwing no shade at it, because I was watching this big ball of confusion. I was like, I feel real conflicted, but I'm gonna keep watching this shit. What's about to happen next? But what was pissing me off was the bad attitudes. I just don't like people with a bunch of bad attitudes for nothing. Right? I don't care if they are rich or whatever their thing that they got going on that makes them feel like they can be like this. I don't like it. So, but I was still watching it, so I don't have no shade. I'm just telling you how I feel about things personally, and like in real life. So them type of things irks me. I don't like just no rude bitch just to be rude, be- because this motherfucker can afford a box of perm. Like, we not about to do that. But this shit right here, Tyler Perry, Mr. Perry, with all respect, this shit right here was good as hell. Brother, bravo, bravo. Cause as a formal listen, you had me in tears, okay? I mean, Sherry Shepherd did her thing too, baby. She did her thing. Shout out to Sherry Shepherd. She- Sherry Shepherd, she fucked it up, okay? She fucked the game up. It was good, y'all. It was so good. Um, I like how I'm going to speak more in general now about how I feel or whatever, but I do like how Tiana really related to her care. I'm sorry, I don't remember these motherfuckers movie names. I apologize. So I'm gonna call them by their name. My bad. That's just how I'm gonna do it. That's how I do it. So Tiana Taylor, her character, I like how her character was very empathetic towards Taraji's character, right? Um, and she really made a connection with her, and it was just deep because I was feeling that. I was feeling that, y'all. It had me all over the place. It really took me back. It had me reflecting on some things, that I went through personally. And I think the movie is powerful because, we make a lot of assumptions, but we make a lot of assumptions in life and we take a lot of things for granted. Again, the art imitates life. And so even though this was a very dramatic situation, considering all the events that happened that day, but it does do this to get your attention, right? To set off an alarm and send a message. And everybody's going to receive a different message. But my message, the one I received, was to really continue the how I do and continue to care about people and be empathetic toward people and be kind toward people. That don't mean that I'm a pushover or that I'm extra talkative. I talk on here, but baby, when I get off of here, I don't be wanna yeah. I save my voice for this. All that shit on the phone all day and all, I don't want to do none of that. None of that. If you can fit it in a text, please text me. I appreciate it. That phone conversation be a lot. It just do. It's real talk. But I am one to want to be hands on with certain things and really be helpful. And I don't help in areas that's not my wheelhouse. For instance, I'm going to be helpful. But if you're looking for somebody like to move and pack your shit up and transport, that I'm not that friend. No, I'm not that friend. No, 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 no. Moving and the reason being is because I don't even like to move myself. So whatever energy I got, because I do want another home in the future, I've got to save all my energy of giving a fuck when it comes to moving for me because I do want another home. I can't, yeah. So moving other people, yeah, all of that. And y'all know how y'all do. Y'all don't even have y'all shit packed up. I'm helping you pack. Hell no. I'm not that friend. But I am willing to help my people, man. And I like being kind. Like I said, I'm gonna hold the door for people. If the elderly is dropping something or anybody, you drop something, you don't see it, I see it, I pick it up and hand it to you. I'm just like that. I'm the type of person. You drop $100 bill in front of me and you ain't see it, I'm gonna make sure you get it. I'm not gonna pick it up and put it in my pocket. It's not that serious. First of all, I'm not poor like that. That's some poor ass shit to do. I'm that desperate. I gotta take your money, bitch. No, that's crazy. I'm gonna hand you this $100 because you ain't see that you dropped the player. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I just do right. That's my point. I do right, and I just feel like people. I can't tell people what to do because I'm not nobody's mom. Well, I've got 3 kids of my own, but outside of that, I can't be mama and nobody the fuck else, right? But I feel like we could do a lot better all the way around and give a fuck. Because when you don't care about your surroundings and people and we lose our empathy, this is how someone can have the straw that breaks their back. This is how they get into shit like that because nobody cares. Should nobody on this planet be suffering? Now that don't mean abuse people, cause y'all know some of you motherfuckers will rely on somebody else for everything at every moment. If you could get somebody else to tie your shoe, you would. It's like, dog, you cannot be this ridiculous. So we gotta have some couth and some balance with it. You see what I'm saying? But there's some people out here that really need help. That's what this movie just was really selling for me, right? And it also shows how you can just do the smallest act of kindness that can really change someone's perception and change the day, shift their energy. Baby, but when all that shit was going down in that bank, and then they thought she had that bomb and all of that shit, and I'm like, this ain't nothing but the baby science project, but I get it. I can see how you think it's a bomb. That shit was getting out of hand. I was like, baby's gonna have to do some kind of time, and that's crazy because that's crazy work because this really, I just feel like should be hands down dismissed in my book. She should get off. But nah, I mean, it's getting crazy. The feds then came out. These people got to get paid for this shit. And they got that old funky ass federale too. He funky. And I'm like, why they bring, I mean, no disrespect to my Caucasian brothers and sisters, but they couldn't have given someone who would have been able to connect with that community. They couldn't send him over. I don't know. He was funky. I don't know. But Tyler, when we in with her in the police car, I want to know how court go. I'm just speaking for me. Maybe nobody else agree. That's okay. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking. And I know you didn't ask. I'm just giving it to you. We just talking. I want to know what's gonna happen to her outside of that. I want to see what happens to her in the courtroom. I want to see her in those eyes, cause she be acting like a motherfucker with them eyes. I want to see her and them eyes on the stand. And I want to see the jury's response. And I want her to tell her whole motherfucking day from start to finish. And they hear that shit. She getting off, baby. Then I want to see her get off. But then I kind of want to see her in jail just a little bit to see how she dealing with that nasty ass food. And them, but not too long, not too much, because I don't want to be up in there. So I ain't trying to put nobody behind them bars. Baby, I think I would turn into a Looney Tune. I be clucking and shit. I lose my fucking mind. What? Anywho, I want to know what that's about. I want to know how her and Sherry Shepherd would connect even after that, after she got let off. These are the things that I want to know and see, Tyler. And I know ain't nobody asked. I know you ain't asked. I'm just telling you. This is what I want to see. Because it's so much. Can we get a number 2? Because it's so much to impact from Straw. There's so many ways that this story could continue to go. So can we get a number 2? That's all I'm asking. And can we get Why Did I Get Married 3? Again, what happened to Amari? You know what I'm saying? We want to know how his life with him doing the bending or getting bent over. We want to know how his life is. Pause. I mean, no disrespect or whatever. Shout out to Dame Dash. I want that pause button. Pause, pause, pause. It's ridiculous as fuck, and I'm just ridiculous. So I want it off the strength of that. Yeah. We need a number 3 of that. We need a number 2 a Straw, and we need a number 3 of Why Did I Get Married? What happened to Janet and Dwayne Johnson? What happened to them? How was old boy funeral, Malik Yoba? How was they about to show up to the funeral? Was they gonna be blaming Janet? Was it gonna be ghetto? How was it going to be? It's so many ways and so many directions that could go with a number 3 for that. I mean, because you knocked it out the park with number 1, and Tasha is my girl. When she was boom, yeah, I would have had to give it to him one time too, Tosh. Now I remember her character name, but not her real name. Everybody else, I gotta call them by their real name. What is her name? I Her name is Tasha. Isn't it Tasha Smith or something like that? Damn, maybe I called her by her real name. What the fuck was her name on the Angela? That's what it was. Angela. Angela was not playing with her husband. Okay, baby. If that fool would have snored too loud, he would have lost his nose. She was not playing with him. I don't know what he did, but listen, he had sis on tip. Okay? We need a number three. I'm gonna tell you something. I can never get enough of Angela's character. I love it. But I know we was talking about straw, but because I need y'all to see the vision where I'm seeing or why we need a number three. Tyler Perry's wife. What was her name? I don't need Denise Darlene. Probably wasn't neither one of them or anything close to it. But anywho, what the fuck type of tip was she on? Who was she really wearing that lingerie from? And was she trying to hunch on somebody else? And then how did she just tie her tubes and he ain't know? She ain't never tell. What was going on? We need a number three because we need to figure out. You never really got down to the bottom of what was going on with her because she was on tip. I was like, it just, I mean, because Terry, that's your character, Tyler Terry. Terry was, for all intents and purposes, from what we saw on the screen, he was a good guy. He was loyal. He made good money. He was intelligent. You know what I'm saying? And then you just out doing what? Why are you doing it? What's going on? What's going on, ma'am? You didn't cut your hair off. You're getting sassy. Who was them draws for? What's her name? Diane or some shit? Ain't with Deborah. What's her name? Y'all know what I'm talking about? She looks like she's part Asian. Just got that nice pretty hair. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Where was you going, gal? Who was somebody sleeping in my bed? That's what Tyler, you should have got clearance for that Drew Hill in my bed. Right at that scene when he was when he was finding out about them draws because baby, the fact that I'm telling you, you should have used that. That's free game, Tyler. We should have been seeing Drew Hill bouncing up and down on them tippy toes in our head with that scene, baby. Like we should have seen the vein popping out of Cisco's neck at that scene. I'm telling you, you needed that Drew Hill music right there at that moment. I'm telling you, that shit would have hit. It was already hitting. It really would have hit though. It really would have hit something different. I'm just saying. I know nobody asked, but I'm giving my opinion. Y'all was gonna sit up and read this shit, but I went in for 47 minutes. If there's anything else you'd like to expound or for me to expound on, please let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate that. Don't forget to send your suggestions for who you want me to read on. I was gonna do Tyler, but I am not going no longer with this damn video. We can do Tyler, excuse me, another day, the next day, whatever, but not tonight. But send me your suggestions. Now I am on the bullshit. This was supposed to be going. Send me your suggestions through my website you see at the top or through the email here or in the comments. It don't matter. Just get it to me, you know. And let me know where you watch it from, y'all. Make sure you hit that like button. I can't believe I ain't had my banners. I'm salty. I'm salty about that. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure y'all share and like it. I love y'all. I'm out.